Swede, and today we're playing Yggdrasil, which is it's taken place in the Norse mythology. We will play as gods, and we will try to prevent the different evil forces from invading Asgard. So this is the map of Yggdrasil. There are 9 different worlds you can visit on every turn, but you can only visit 3 worlds per turn, and you may never visit the same world twice in the same turn. So this is where the main thing of the game takes place. This is Asgard. These are the 6 different forces. I will go through them soon, tell you what their powers are. But basically, each turn we're going to draw a card from this enemy deck, and whichever evil one appears, we will move that forward, and they will do their special effect. And if for some reason at the end of a player's turn there are 5 or more enemies in front of this line, we lose the game. If there are ever 3 or more beyond this line, we lose the game. And if there are ever 1 in the home of Odin, we basically lose the game. So that's the 3 lose conditions. We will win if the enemy deck runs out. So that's basically the goal of the game. So to prevent this, we're going to pick 2 different gods at random. I'm going to do this soon. First I'll go through the rules, what you can do. So you can fight in Asgard. You can pick one of the enemies and then you roll this die. And you may also add elves or dwarves to help you defeat the bad guys, basically. So if, for instance, this Jörmungand snake thing is here and I want to fight him, he has 5 power, so I need to roll this die. And I either get 1, 2, or 3, or 0, but I can use the help of weapons and Vikings and elves. So that's one thing you can do. You can visit the land of the elves. You can recruit an elf to your god, so you can use them in battle, or you can go to the sacred land and move this Vanir guy up, and you can use his power on the level he's at, but put him down here. You have different effects. You can visit the Dwarven Forge to get a weapon for one of the gods. If you get this Hofund weapon, you get +1 attack against Loki, for example. You can only get 1 weapon per turn, but you can either get any level 1 weapon, or you can upgrade one of your weapons to a level 2 and later to a level 3. And another player can also get, if you have, let's say you have Hofund level 3 for Loki, another player can get level 1 and later level 2 as well. So 2 of you can have weapons against the same god. You can fight the ice giants, or frost giants I guess, here in their ice fortress. They will appear from time to time to block certain areas on the map, or power up certain evil enemies, or maybe themselves, or whatever. You can fight them. They always have 3 power unless something else happens, and it's usually Loki that controls these guys. You can visit Midgard with the Valkyries. You can visit different islands here, which are represented by these 4 different colored bags. So the white island, the blue island, the green island, and the black island. But in the beginning of the game, the black island is blocked off, so you can't visit that. You can visit the world of the fire giants. So in this case, you pick one of these 4 bags and you reach down and take out 5 tokens. And every fire giant you get in your hand, you remove from the bag and put them here. You can visit Land of the Dead. Here are the dead Vikings that you lost somehow in battle, I guess. And you can take up to 5 of them and put them in a bag of your choice. So you get the odds better for drawing Vikings and stuff. Yeah, that's what you do when you visit these islands. You get to reach down and take 3 tokens. And for every Viking token you get those to your god, so they have more power when they want to battle next time. And every fire giant that you draw, you have to put back in the bag. So the chances of getting Vikings are getting worse and worse for every time you remove Vikings, obviously. And their starting conditions are there are a lot of fire giants in the first island bag, and not as many Vikings. And then the more Vikings, the lower of these bags you get. So in the black one there are 15 Vikings and only 3 fire giants. And then, well, the odds get better and better for each bag that you get Vikings. But you can always mitigate that yourself. Or you can visit this, I forget what it's called, it's like the Dark World or something. You can trade with another god. For example, you can give someone 2 Vikings or an elf or something, and you can give something back or whatever you feel like. Something else you can do, you can put your god into trance mode. But when your god is in trance, he loses his special power, but he gets a new one, which affects all of the gods, not only himself. But when you're in trance, you can't attack the enemies that are invading Asgard. So let's just see which the 6 different evil ones are. We have Jörmungand, the sea serpent or whatever. When you draw him, you have to roll this die. And now I rolled the blue one, so the Valkyries will move back to their starting position, and then the blue island will sink. You can move past an island that is sunk, but you can't reach the bag, or can't take any Vikings out of that bag. You can't visit that island bag for any reason, so it's blocked off. And there are also, this might flip over if a frost giant appears that turns this into a whirlpool. And if there's a whirlpool, the Valkyries can't move past it, so we have to defeat the fire giant first in order to do something about that. And then we have Surt. So basically, when he moves forward, depending on what level he is in, you see here's 1 lightning bolt, here's 2, and here's 3. So if he's in the first area here with the 1 lightning bolt, you roll 1 die, and you add 1 fire giant to that bag, so from the land of the fire giants. And then we have Hel, or Heal, or I don't know how you pronounce that. Well, when it's the same thing with the lightnings, you roll the die, and this time we took green, so we will remove 1 Viking from the green bag from the game completely. So this is the newest version of the game, so they changed that rule. In the first edition you just had to move them from the bag and put them in the land of the dead, but in the newer version you're supposed to take them out of the game completely, which is more annoying. This is Nidhogg. When he moves, he also moves the god that has moved the least 1 step forward as well. And if it's a tie, the players choose. So could be annoying. And I saved the 2 worst ones for last because I really don't like these guys. We have Fenrir, the wolf. When he moves, depending on what level he's in, if he's in the first one, you have to roll the die, and he basically eats your actions because you have to calm him down. So if I roll the green in the first area, that would calm him down, so we don't have to do it anymore. But he still basically ate 1 of our actions, and we only have 3. And if we would fail, we would have to roll again, so he would eat another action, and we will do this until it's calmed down. And if a player can't calm him down on his turn is basically wasted, and we will continue to do this with the next player and so on until he is calmed down, but it shouldn't be that hard, I don't think. And then lastly we have Loki. When he moves, we also would add a fire giant to the game, and they will have powers that block things and whatever. So in the first area, there are two first areas here, he will summon one frost giant, here he would summon two, and here he would summon three, and that's really bad because they're really annoying blocking off stuff. So I'll take this 20-sided die and I will roll. There are 12 different gods to choose from, so we'll see whatever we pick. If I get 13 through to 20, I will just roll again. So 1, okay, we will get Odin. And 14, 18, 15. Of course we're going to roll this. 1 is already gone. 13, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So get Freya. Freya and Odin. So those are our two gods for this playthrough. Odin's special power is, at the beginning of your turn, when you draw enemy cards, you get to draw 2 of them. And you pick which one you want to face, and you put the other one on the bottom or the top of the deck. If I'm not mistaken, I will look that up before we start, but I think that's how it works. And Freya can actually visit the same world twice on her turn, which you normally can't, so that's pretty good. So these are their trance powers. I don't know what this means actually, I will look this up. This means Freya's trance ability is that every Viking counts as 2 when she's in trance, so that's at least something. I will check out what Odin does, because I don't remember actually. So, Odin. Oh. So if you defeat a frost giant, the gods get to discard the frost giant of their choice instead. If instead of just that one. Can be an active one, or it can be one in the deck that hasn't showed its face yet. So that's pretty good. Because these different frost giants, if you get a certain number of them, you activate their runes, and they have pretty awesome powers. But I've never actually been able to activate them. Then again, I don't think I've ever won this game, but I've come close like 4 times, but not good enough. So I will shuffle the deck a bit here, and then we will start. So let's see what happens. See you soon. Okay, so now everything's shuffled, and I will use this giant dice to remind me which god it is, whose turn it is. So I was right about Odin's special power. You get to look at the top 2 cards, and you get choose one to face this turn, and you can put the other one back on top or on the bottom of the deck. So let's just start with that. So first turn, we get Nidhogg or Fenrir. Well, I don't care so much. We'll just put the Nidhogg back on top, and we'll get Fenrir this turn. So first off, we have to calm him down, so we get to roll the die. If we roll the black side, we have to roll again. Hopefully we won't. No, white, so he is calmed down. Right, he moved here first, so he has 5 power. So that was one of our actions. Now we have 2 actions left. I think Odin will visit the land, or the Dwarven Forge rather. He will pick the weapon against Fenrir. The Gleipnir, sort of a whip. Pretty cool. So now he has +1 attack power against Fenrir. And we have 1 more action left. I don't think I'm gonna fight yet. I'm gonna visit the land of the elves. And so now he has 1 elf. So the difference between the elves and the Vikings you have to commit before you attack someone, so they can get wasted if you roll better on this dice than you thought you would. But the elves you can add to your attack value after you roll the dice, so that's the difference. There aren't as many elves as there are Vikings though, so yeah. So now it's Freya's turn, so she will draw this Nidhogg card. So Nidhogg will move 1 step forward, and he will also move 1 other evil one forward, or evil force, or evil god, or whatever. We will take Surt, because I think he is the least annoying out of those. So now already 3 of the enemies have marched 1 step forward, so that's gonna be hard for us, probably. But it's not too bad yet. However, Freya have 3 actions, so she will get an elf. She will get 2 elves actually, because of her special powers. She can visit the same world twice. And then she will put 5. She will visit the land of the dead and put 5 Vikings into the white bag. So now there are a bit bigger chance for us for drawing white Vikings when we visit the White Island. And that's basically her turn. So now it's back to Odin, and we get to look at 2 of these. We have Jormungand and Jormungand, so I really don't care. We'll just put both of them back, but at least we know what will happen. So, play the first one. He will move 1 step forward. Then we will roll the die. And of course he will block off the White Island, since I just filled it up with Vikings. And then it's Odin's turn. So he will improve his weapon in the Dwarven Forge. So he will get his level 2 weapon for Fenrir now. And then he will well, it's really no use to moving the Valkyrie, since Jormungand will move again next turn. So maybe he should have gotten his weapon instead, but oh well. Still 2 actions though. What should we do? Well, let's visit the Sacred Land and move this guy, Vanir or whatever his face is, up 1 space. So if we activate him now, we can move the Valkyries 1 step in any direction. And then I guess I will try to fight Fenrir, because why not? If I get a 3 or a 2, I can defeat him. So let's see if we can do this. Of course we get a 1, so we can't defeat him. So that's Odin's turn. Let's back to Freya. Jörmungand again. He will move one step forward. We will roll this die. And it's still white, which is annoying. So she will visit the sacred land to move this Valkyries one step. Then she will move the Valkyries once, visit the blue island. So we will randomly draw 3 tiles from this bag, hopefully 3 Vikings, but who knows. We got 1 Viking and 2 fire giants, so we'll put the fire giants back, but at least we got 1 Viking. And then, since she can visit the same thing twice, we will move her to the green island and she will do the same thing there. Now we have a way bigger chance of drawing more Vikings, but who knows. So let's see here. Yes, 3 Vikings. So now she is pretty prepared to start attacking enemies next turn. And we're back to Odin. So we will look at 2 of these. We got Hel or Nidhogg. I guess we can pick Hel. And we'll put Nidhogg on the bottom. So Hel. So she will move 1 step forward. And we will roll the die. And we got the white one, so we'll take 1 Viking out of this white bag. And they're removed from the game. There we go. We'll just put them over here for now. And it's Odin's turn. So first off, he will move the Valkyries to the Black Island. See if he can find any Vikings here. He probably should, because there aren't a lot of fire giants here, but who knows. Yes, 3 Vikings. Awesome. And then he will get the best weapon for Fenrir. So he has now a level 3 weapon, which is awesome. So now he will try to defeat Fenrir. So we will use 1 of these Vikings, since if we get a 0 we can still use the elf to defeat him, so it's a pretty good chance of defeating him anyways. So we get 1, so we don't need to use our elf. We use the Viking, he dies, but Fenrir is put back 1 step, so finally we've done something. So now it's back to Freya. We will draw a card, and it's Surt. So he will move 1 step forward. We will roll the die. We get blue, so we'll put 1 of these fire giants into the blue bag. So it's Freya's turn, so she will visit the Dwarven Forge twice right away, so she will get Mjolnir, so she can fight Jörmungand. And for her 3rd action, she will fight Jörmungand. So we will use 1 Viking. Or 2 Vikings. We will use 2 Vikings. Let's see what happens here. So we need to get at least a 1, not to not use any elves. We get a 0, of course, so we will use 1 elf, and that will be enough to defeat Jörmungand. So the elf is back in the world of the elves. And 2 more Vikings died. So now it's back to Odin. We will draw 2 cards. We have Loki and Jörmungand. I will put Jörmungand on the bottom and I will fight Loki this time. So Loki will move 1 space forward and he will summon a frost giant. So we have Gymir, and he will block off something. He will block off the sacred land, so now we can't use that, sadly. Oh well, not the end of the world. I rarely use that thing anyways. So Odin's turn. What will he do? Think. First off, he will visit the Black Island here with the Valkyries and Midgard. Draw 3 tokens. We get 1 Fire Giant and 2 Vikings. So now we have a total of 4 for him. Then we will visit the Dwarven Forge and we will get Surt's weapon, the Miming. Then we will battle Surt, I think. So we will use 3 of our Vikings. That way we only have to use 1 elf if we would fail in this roll. And of course we fail, so our elf is back in Alfenheim or whatever it's called. And we have more dead Vikings, but at least Surt is defeated. Pushed back. And now it's Freya's turn. Again. So we'll draw the first card here, and it's Jörmungand. You will move 1 step forward, we will roll the die. The Valkyries are pushed back to the rainbow. And I rolled black, so the Black Island is blocked off. So Freya will visit the Dwarven Forge twice again, I think. She will get the best weapon for Jörmungand, so now she has a level 3 weapon. And she will get the level 1 weapon for Loki. And for a third action, she will fight Jörmungand. So she will use 1 Viking. And of course she has to use her last elf as well. But at least Jörmungand is pushed back. So I think this will be it for this time. Thank you also very much for watching, and have a good one!